This episode of Can I Kick It was filmed while following the local government's social distancing guidelines for COVID-19 prevention. Our closed set had no more than 5 people at a time. We are doing our part to bring us closer to the end of this global pandemic. Please do yours and stay safe. Just run the graphics, bro. That's it. Run the graphics. Cut out anything that's really fucking obscene that we say, and let's go full tilt. Let's go out and have some fun, man. Let's make it fucking fun. All right.
It's quiet on set. Quiet on set.
Nobody's here. Yeah.
Good point.
Just me and you. All right. Good. All right.
Good to go. All right. Cool. Let's do this. All right. Can I kick it? Are you yelling? Good point. Can I Kick It Podcast, episode 26. Take 1. Action.
Welcome back. My name is Kenyaga Maladi. Some people call me Kani. This is episode 26 of the Can I Kick It Podcast.
That's correct.
I'm here with my partner in crime, August.
Yes.
Killer. How you good? How you doing?
I'm alright. All things considered.
It's a Monday.
I seem a little tense, but yeah, I'm tense. I'm a little tense.
I don't fucking notice. You know what I mean?
I have.
You know.
How you doing?
I'm good, man. We're doing a all audio today because I had done some renovations. I look disgusting.
Yeah, lucky for y'all. You don't get to see my ugly mug today.
All right, so let's jump into this. We're gonna talk about things that people forgot.
Let's do this right first. This is our first drink together in like what seems like months. So.
Months, yes. I've been practicing sobriety.
Cheers, brother. That makes one of us.
A liar. Okay. Things people forgot. Let's talk about some things because what's been happening over the last few weeks, you know, the temperature in Raptors Nation is Delano Banton, Scotty Barnes, and that's fair because it's new players. We lost Kyle Lowry. A lot of people are feeling pretty down about the fact that we're not looking like we're going to a championship, which, you know, is fair because some people are soft and they're casuals. That's what we call them, casuals.
Correct.
So they don't really understand the process. They don't remember losing because they only remember winning because they jumped on the bandwagon casually.
Of course. 2019, they suddenly went, oh, what are you talking about? I'm definitely a Raptors fan. I've been a Raptors fan for years.
Yeah. You know. Well, here's some things that they forgot about. I think they forgot that, one, I understand, I just want to get to this really quick. I'm not going to stay on the Pascal train. I should have told you that I wanted to touch on the Pascal train. I did, but I didn't want to because we've been killing the Pascal train.
Oh, hold on. Did you say the Pascal, like, you say this like there was a trade that was executed?
No, trade. The train. The train that everybody's on, which is headed for a trade.
Okay.
But it is the Pascal train that everybody's riding to Tradesville.
I'm the conductor. I think we could pretty much pull up footage, but I'm pretty sure I basically said something about I want to sell high on Pascal.
Stop it. How much did Pascal average last season?
I do not know.
See, that's the problem. And that's why you don't appreciate nice things when you have them.
Okay. I'll entertain this.
How many rebounds did he average last season?
I do not know.
He averaged 21 points, 7 rebounds, 4 assists.
Mm-hmm.
Now, so far from what we've seen and what people are giving us back, I do not think that I really want another player because none of the players that they're trying to give us back can give us 21, 7, and 4. Not a single one.
Mm-hmm.
And as bad as you think he is.
Whoa. I appreciate you. I appreciate you spelling it out for me. Let's not put words in my mouth. As bad as I think he is, I do not think he's that bad. I think...
Why is everybody riding this train so hard?
Don't group me with everybody else.
Okay,
I have my reasons.
All right.
I think this team, they're doing to Pascal Siakam what they did to Chris Bosh. fooling him into thinking that he's a number one option when he's a number 3 on a championship team. That's my thing. When I say let's move this guy, it's because 21, 7, and 4, you're giving that basically max dollars. Personally,
how much is he making a season?
He's making 134 over 4, if I'm not mistaken. Maybe a little more than that.
It's not 5. It's not 171 for the 5 years.
No, he didn't get 171. We had him for another 5 because he had 1 year left on his current contract.
Yes.
And they extended him to 4 years, 134. Which right now is probably...
We you know what? We're better than this. We're better than this. We can find out exactly what he makes a year.
That's correct.
Right? Let's find out. All I'm saying is, so far...
Hold on. Let me just finish this thought.
Yes, go ahead, please.
My whole thing... Should you go to that site?
I'm going there right now.
Yeah. My whole thing with Pascal is this.
Yes.
I'm saying, I have a laptop literally right here in front of me.
It's a race to the finish.
I'm there.
You lied. You fucking lied. Like,
and you fell for it. You fucking fell for it.
Okay. There's a lot of tension here. I don't know why. Like, I didn't do anything to you. I just wanted to know.
You did not.
It just seems to me that it's unwarranted, right?
Yeah, there it is. Sorry, I got to the site. So,
listen.
Pascal Siakam. There you go. Finally.
Contracts. He's making 34 million. The lower end. His 4-year, 136.
Did you say lower end? Sorry.
The lower end of 34 of 35.
Okay, just so we're perfectly clear, it's exactly what I said.
You do that? Hold on, wait. No. Do that right now? Right now? You do that?
I mean, here we are.
What the fuck? Yeah. All right, go ahead.
Just so we're clear.
Yeah, you're right. You were right.
I said 4 years, 134-ish.
Yes, you were right. You were right about his salary.
So with that said, look at the numbers that he's making. Last year he made 30.
Yeah.
30 and a half. This year he's making 33.
Yeah.
Next year he's making 35. The year after that he's making 38.
That's a pretty decent. It's a pretty hefty contract.
Those are
You're
heavy
right.
contracts that take up a large part of your.
You're right.
Takes up a large part.
You're absolutely right.
Of your salary cap for 21, 7, and 4. That is my problem.
Okay.
It's not the bandwagon. It's I think those funds can be spent better. Now, I believe in Masai. I think Masai knows it too, and we will see a Pascal trade. That's why it's been entertained. But he needs the assets that's going to make it worthwhile.
Okay, let me ask another question. For who? I did this with the Kyle Lowry thing 2 years ago. We did this. I fended for Lowry. Lowry, when I bring you on the show, you know who fended for you. But what?
Yeah, both of us.
For who? Stop it. For who?
No, don't do that. You make it seem like I'm a Kyle Lowry hater.
You're not a hater. You're not a hater. At a time, though, you entertained. I just want to know.
Who are we trading Pascal for?
For, yes.
I can't tell you. But here's the thing. His value is low right now. We're selling low on him if we trade him right now. That's part of the reason why he's not gone. Because teams are trying to lowball us.
Teams, that's. Do you not see with the NBA? Teams always lowball Toronto. There's never been a fair trade to Toronto since Kawhi. It's the only one.
That's not
Who
true.
else?
I don't think teams are trying to lowball.
Literally.
I'll give you an example.
Hold on. Wait, literally, every time we fucking do this, we say how Masai finessed somebody. We use that word.
That's funny enough because I was actually about to use the word finesse. but hold on.
All right, I hear you. Sorry.
I think lowballing and finessing is completely different. Lowballing is you're taking advantage of the situation. Finessing is you outsmart the other man. And I feel like the best example of us getting not lowballed but finessed is that horrible excuse for a general manager we had in the 2000s, early 2000s, named Rob Babcock, who was then the greatest Raptor of all time, for basically a loaf of bread. Vince Carter.
Oh, Vince Carter?
Vince Carter got traded to the New Jersey Nets for Aaron Williams, Eric Williams, Alonzo Mourning, who never suited up for us.
Posted.
And
sorry, Alonzo.
A draft pick
Alonzo
that
like
ended up.
something.
Oh, this is hilarious. 2 draft picks. You know who those 2 draft picks turned out to be?
Yeah.
Joey Graham.
Yeah.
And the other one still plays in the NBA and won a championship last year.
Who?
It's trivia.
I don't want to play trivia.
He won a championship last year. So what team does he play? Actually, no.
Plays on Milwaukee.
Used to play for Milwaukee. You got it now?
Oh, come on.
Got you now?
No, a lot of people used to play for Milwaukee.
No, but who used to play for Milwaukee last year and no longer is on Milwaukee?
George Hill and a bunch of other guys.
That the Raptors drafted? Yeah, yep, you guessed it. PJ Tucker. Those are the 5 assets we traded for Vince Carter. The draft pick that ended up being
PJ Tucker played in Toronto before PJ Tucker played in Toronto?
Yeah. Yo.
All right. Okay. Fair enough.
Little known fact, not a lot of people know this, but
PJ Tucker played for the Raptors before PJ Tucker played for the Raptors.
PJ Tucker was selected by the Toronto Raptors 35th pick in 2006 NBA draft, signed at a
Why does he look like that in his Wikipedia photo? What is this?
I have no clue. But yeah.
All right. Anyways, things that people forgot. That went way too long with Pascal. Listen. Okay. I hear a lot of talk about Delano Banton and what the roster is going to look like and why this is going to... Is this going to work? Is this not going to work? And I really feel like people are disrespecting Chris Boucher.
Of course.
Like, Chris Boucher, first of all, that's my man. Fuck with Chris Boucher. I just think I think he plays hard. Like, before Scotty Barnes is Scotty Barnes, Chris Boucher is Chris Boucher. Mm-hmm. And those 2 guys on the fucking bench is a fucking menace. Right? Let's remember, this is the guy that blocked Monster Montrezl Harrell. Yes, okay, August, hold on. 2 hands. On a 2-hand dunk attempt. Okay? Mm. All right? Chris Boucher is
that was arguably the block of the year.
Block of the year. That was hard as fuck. I don't even know if Kawhi played for the team that time. Might have.
He did.
But I mean, he might have sat that game too.
No, he played that game.
And Chris Boucher's still out there doing that kind of shit.
Serge Ibaka and Kyle Lowry were injured. The night before OG Anunoby was injured against the Lakers. Anyway.
Are you the Rain Man?
When it comes to Raptors, sometimes that season hurts me because we should have gone back to back. I digress. Back to you.
Chris Boucher, right? People are talking about him. He's not the defensive player that, you want him to be. And I'm like, that's pretty much all he does is make defensive plays. Get you a swat on the 3-point line, 2-hand blocks at the rim, blocks off the backboard. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Moving his feet, bothering shots at the bucket. You listen to podcasters talk and everybody falls into this line where they no longer talk about the nuances of basketball, which I think is what we do. I understand that the stat sheet and the numbers mean something, but it also means something. There's a thing called intangibles. And if you guys understand intangibles, and if you're actually Raptors fans, then you understand why you're mad that you traded Kyle Lowry. It's not just because he's the best Raptor of all time. It's because he did all the intangible things that allowed us to become a championship team. He set the culture. And just like you said, you were talking about a draft a minute ago. We drafted, it was Babcock was a shit fucking GM.
Yeah.
And the reason Babcock was a shit GM is because he didn't know how to set the culture. It's not just, I keep saying this, it's not just Kawhi that won us that championship. Mm-hmm. It's that culture of guys like Kyle Lowry. That's why we were still good the year after, because we still had Kyle Lowry, Fred VanVleet, Pascal, so on and so forth. So chill for a second. Open up your eyes. The American media is never going to give you the respect that you want. If you look it up right now, you look up the draft picks on ESPN, they skip Scotty Barnes. If you look at the ESPN coverage, they don't talk about Scotty Barnes. Mm-hmm. The only thing they're going to talk about is the 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 picks. Yeah. There's no 4th pick in America. So relax for a second and know what the fuck is going on. Pascal is not that bad. You're not going to get 21, 7, and 4 with an elite defensive rating. Mm-hmm. just anywhere. He might have had a bad season, but you put him beside some good players. You stick him along two other wings that are 6'9", 7-foot wingspans.
Mhm.
That is a defensive problem on the perimeter. Then you try and put somebody like Chris Boucher in the lineup. Now we're going to see how he really plays because nobody's beating anybody on the perimeter. You're getting bothered all the way to the basket. All of a sudden, Chris Boucher is a huge rim protector. The only mismatch we really have is at center. And the Raptors don't play fucking position. They play positionless basketball where they switch everything. And they're long as fuck. Relax. We're gonna actually be okay. And the only reason that we might not make the playoffs is because of youth. It won't be because of talent, it'll be because of youth. I said my piece. Sorry, that was a rant.
There's nothing to apologize about. That makes sense. I happen to disagree with a couple other points. Actually, no, it's not that I disagree. I actually do agree. Especially when you mention Chris Boucher.
Quantum physics, that's what that is right there.
Nice. Watch this. You know who Chris Boucher reminds me of? And this is going to sound like an outrageous take, but I'm going to
Keon Clark, I'll die.
No.
Okay.
I forgot that man existed.
That was kind of my pick. It was Keon Clark. Go on.
No. This is going to sound like an outrageous take. You ready?
Yep.
Chris Boucher reminds me of Stephen Curry. Let the people hear your reaction. Let the people hear your reaction.
You're on the new juice. You're on the new fucking juice. But I'm sure there's. Yeah, go ahead. I'm listening. Yeah, go ahead.
I'm not talking about basketball skills at all.
Okay.
I'm talking about the fact that Stephen Curry comes on the scene, and they look at him, and he's slender and slim build, and they immediately think he's not going to be able to last in this league. He's going to get beat up.
Okay.
They're going to bully him. He can't guard on the perimeter. He can't do anything. They were quickly proven wrong since Stephen Curry was arguably on one of the greatest teams of all time. And he was the key part of it, right? But early on, ankle injuries, he's slim. Oh, they're just going to get abused. You can't win with this kid on the court. He plays a brand of basketball that's not. And what did he do? He changed the game. Completely changed the game. And there was a revolution in the league, and now every team shoots twice as many threes in a game than they did before 2013.
Absolutely.
And every team takes their big man out to the three-point line and teaches them how to stretch the floor.
Well, not every team. Milwaukee's not done that yet. It was fucking slander. It was slander. Sorry, it was slander.
Yeah, Brook Lopez never shoots for three.
Yeah, okay, fine.
I'm just saying.
Absolutely fine.
All this to say, Steph Curry just completely ended up changing the game after people looking at him and saying, oh, he's not prototypically what we've had at this position, so he won't succeed.
Absolutely.
Bring it to Chris Boucher. Oh, he's not prototypically what we have at this position, so he won't succeed. Yeah. But look at what the kid's doing.
No, I get it.
He's exceeding all expectations.
I get it.
He was we couldn't win. It wasn't possible for us to win a game without him last year.
Oh no!
So
he got injured. We fucking felt it last year.
And that's my link to Steph Curry. I'm not saying he's the next Steph Curry. No. Look at those handles.
No, I get it. Let's run further into this rabbit hole.
Yep.
Another player that they've forgotten about, forget OG, is Isaac Bonga. I don't know if anybody has watched Isaac Bonga's game, but you've basically what the Raptors have gone out and done is got a bunch of 6'9" playmakers, right? 6'9" playmakers: Delano Banton, Scotty Barnes, Pascal Siakam, Isaac Bonga, even Sam Decker, who is a whole topic for another show.
They got Sam Decker. If you're looking at it, these are guys that can put the ball on the floor. They're 6'9", and they're not even yes, Masai had this one project, very intriguing project a little while ago called Bruno Caboclo, who was 2 years away from being 2 years away and is still 2 years away from being 2 years away. That wasn't Masai's project. He took that over, if I'm not mistaken. Okay. Maybe. I could be wrong. Anyway. But he's 2 years away from being 2 years away. Yeah. Right? You look at Isaac Bonga, you look at these guys, that's a lot of length. That's a lot of length. And yeah, it was Masai's project. It was Masai's project. Winner, chicken digger. Are we really doing that? Nah, okay.
I mean, Gagnon, fine. Gagnon, winner. Anyways, all I'm saying is these rangy, 6'9", long, athletic, defending type players have been the thing that Messiah has been really into. Now you're looking at a team where pretty much everybody but Fred VanVleet is that. Fred VanVleet and Malachi Flynn. I watched Delano Banton shoot some passes in Summer League, and I'm like, you put that in Ken Birch's hands or Pascal's hands, that's a bucket. You're watching some of these guys, you got to remember who they're playing with on the floor. I really think the rest of it is scrap metal. You know what I mean? You might keep Ishmael Wright. Mm-hmm. You might keep Champagny, but like everybody else is pretty much scrap metal. Like and it's not to say that they're not good players. I just don't think it's. I think the Raptors had to put a team on the court, and those guys might have to find another home in the league.
I'm gonna take this left a little bit. Do you think Masai has a trick up his sleeve?
I don't think it's I don't think it's a trick that anybody sees coming.
No, this is why I'm gonna say this. It's because you look at that press conference he had a few days ago, and he's like, "We're here to win championships, and we will win again."
Yeah.
And he's putting his name on that, basically, right?
Yeah.
And as confident as he is, when you look at this roster, you go, "What the?" But then you remember how he went all in with Kawhi Leonard. Like, you remember how he went all in.
Yeah.
And at the point that he went all in, we all forgot who Kawhi Leonard was because he was injured the year before. Right? That's why the Raptors gave up DeMar DeRozan.
Yeah.
Like, if people knew what Kawhi Leonard was going to do that next year, they would have given, hindsight is 2020, but they would have given a lot more than DeMar DeRozan
and Jakob Poeltl.
Jakob Poeltl, who just finished his rookie season.
Yeah.
Right? Like, you would have seen that and been like, oh, I could give you a lot more than that for Kawhi. But for the simple fact that he only played 9 games the year before, everybody they completely forgot what he did the year before that. Except Masai didn't forget. He traded Mr. Canada for him because he's like, oh, great. I can get this guy at a decent price because there's not going to be a bidding war.
Okay.
Right? Kawhi right now, if he's on the trading block, there's a bidding war. There is no way you could get Kawhi for Jakob Poeltl and DeMar DeRozan. Like, it's never happened. People are laughing in your face.
Well, okay. The Raptors, here we go. We're running, but this is a great episode. The Raptors, yeah,
You
please.
kill that?
I don't know if everybody's watching, but take things that people don't want.
I don't think they just take things that people don't want.
Let me go with this for a second. The Raptors take things that nobody else wants. Everybody looked at Kawhi Leonard and they were like, the first thing they said when he got here was, was he even going to play? That was a fucking actual thing. If he even plays. Then he played. And then it was, well, how good is he going to be? Because he was obviously injured in San Antonio. And let's remember, for all the talk with KD saying, oh, we would have easily won a championship, right, if I never got hurt. And for all the people saying that we went through a bunch of injured teams and we just barely made it into the playoffs, let's remember one thing. Kawhi played injured. Pascal averaged 21 in several series. Mm-hmm. Fred averaged double digits in several series. And the coaching was phenomenal. So they can suck themselves. I digress.
I love how I just seen a meme about how shit would have been different if Kawhi missed that shot. No, if Kawhi missed the shot, they were going to overtime and they were going to win in overtime.
They didn't.
That's the way I look at it.
That was one of the most dominant runs in the playoffs. You know what I mean? The question was, what was the question again? The statement was, you think that Masai has a trick up his sleeve?
I do.
All right, I agree with that, but I don't think that the trick will be the same as us trading a star player. I think everybody's really crowding around that and making that the thing because that's what they've seen. I understand that it's a pattern that Masai will draft or covet long, rangy wings. For instance, I can see Robert Covington coming here. I think that's
I
why
see
they.
that.
I think that's why like they were like, "Fuck you, Portland." Like if Portland wanted Pascal, we wanted Robert Covington. You understand what I'm saying? Robert Covington in pieces because Robert Covington is nowhere good as Pascal. So I think that's why the Portland thing would have fell through, right? If you're gonna ask me for Pascal in pieces, I have to get Robert Covington. I don't think they were willing to give that up. I think the trick will be. I think the trick is what we're seeing now. We need to trust it for at least the time being, for the next 2-3 years. Is that there's a bunch of rangy 6'9" forwards. The team is really long. They're a nightmare to face defensively, and maybe we'll look for a scoring point guard. Jamal Murray. Let me put that out there. Right, Jamal Murray might have signed an extension, but you let him fall. You let Portland fall out of contention next year, and they're gonna want to get bigger. They're gonna want to get longer.
You're mixing teams up.
Denver. Denver. They're gonna wanna mix it up.
Yeah,
and the West just got a lot harder.
But Jamal Murray and Jokic, that's the nucleus. Murray's not going anywhere anytime soon.
Yeah. Again, you let Denver fall out of contention next year, and you see how available Jokic and
So where they start to get available is as they near the end of their contract, because this is what it always happens with superstars. They sign them, and you only actually start talking about them leaving, with the exception of some superstars when they're disgruntled, like Dame, who's still got 4 years to go with Portland. But players like Jamal Murray, it's more so when they're entering their final year of their contract. That's when they have leverage, because what they basically say is, I have 1 year left. You don't want to trade me? Fine. I'm going to walk next summer. You'll get nothing.
Okay, but you're committing the cardinal sin, which is you're looking at numbers, you're looking at contracts, you're looking at money. And what the Raptors tend to do is not necessarily look at numbers, contract, or money, but the nuances and the things that people will give up for cheap. Now, if Jamal Murray comes back next year and doesn't have the season that he's supposed to have because Denver's training staff mishandles him in any way, he will all of a sudden become available. Now, it's a fucking take. It's a take.
Yeah, but how often does that happen? This is sports.
All the time.
Hold on.
Every other team sucks at this.
No. Hold on. You get your Kawhi Leonards where they're really upset with the way the team handled their injury. That doesn't happen often. More times than not, if you star player, your team makes sure you're good and makes sure you feel comfortable in the recovery and they don't try to rush you back. It's some players that their personality is a little different, i.e. Kawhi Leonard, i.e. Derrick Rose. Like players like that are a little different, they tend to not just go with what people are saying, and then there's turbulence, right? In my experience. But your average star player, your Kevin Durant, your Steph Curry, they don't get disgruntled right off the hop. It tends to be the ones that are a little, like in my experience.
Yes.
Jamal Murray doesn't fall under that category.
I get what you're saying.
He'll actually speak his mind and say what he's feeling. They'll accommodate.
I don't think it will be a thing where Jamal Murray asks for a trade. I think it'll be a thing where Denver is looking at Jamal Murray. You're the only young star that's really been injured, right? Jokic, generally healthy. Yours is the biggest injury. If you don't have the season that you're supposed to have next year, if you struggle to fit that offense at all, right, coming back, people are coming back, right, and you don't come in and play the way you're supposed to, I think that's where you're going to see the space for Jamal Murray. Anyways, it's just a fantasy. But again, Isaac Bonga, look at those highlights. Because I think once you see the Isaac Bonga highlights and you look at the Delano Banton and the Scotty Barnes highlights and the total, that's when you start to see what the Raptors' vision really is for this season. That's my word.
I'm happy you recognize it as a fantasy, though.
Fuck ever you want to call it.
With that said.
You know what I'm saying? All right, yo, we'll catch you on the next episode. Thank you for hanging with us. Hit that subscribe button. And send us some likes because, it helps grow the channel and we are all slave to the algorithm and the matrix. Peace!
Salute.